Hey everyone, so this isn't my usual type of video, but I think it's important to make. Me, Zepp and Curstive have found proof that PartyIsland, a Kocmoc, Sonic Wave Infinity, Bloodlust, and Tidal Wave Victor has been hacking their completions. This all started when he joined my Discord and claimed their progress on Tidal Wave. He joined on April 2nd, and I thought it was just a late April Fool's joke. This prompted an investigation to take place though, after he gave proof. During that investigation, we found several pieces of evidence which points to PartyIsland or Sam King Gamer's gameplay to be hacked. I'll be presenting evidence in order of deniability, basically most plausible evidence being first and least plausible being at the end. Before we do start, I just want to say, don't go and give Sam any hate. Despite us thinking he is hacking, he doesn't deserve hate. He claimed to have been working on Sonic Wave Infinity and beta. There is nothing immediately strange with this completion, and it all seems to be legit. Of course there are a few issues with it, but nothing immediately wrong. This record was submitted to the demon list but was rejected. My guess is the lack of any clicks in the level. Of course real runs get rejected from the list too, and this isn't concrete evidence, but it's something to mention. If I showed you this footage, you'd probably say it was hacked. I mean, the obviously fake clicks give it away. That piece of evidence alone is enough to write off this footage, but Sam defended it by saying he had a microphone that couldn't pick up his clicks, as he claimed in his Sonic Wave Infinity completion. This was surprisingly plausible as, from his live streams and calls, we can see that his microphone isn't the best and keeps disconnecting. Therefore, Sam is using a Clickbot to show his clicks. This meant we had to debunk this, and we found footage in a live stream of his clicks being picked up.
Am I not? Oh yeah.
This is almost definitive proof that he's lying with having to use fake clicks. We then move on to his Kocmoc Completion. Despite claiming to fluke Kocmoc from 6% with relatively low practice, which would be one of the craziest things to ever happen in Geometry Dash, the footage he provided is very suspicious. He claimed to have recorded this with his phone recording from a stand. This can be disproved as we can clearly see the camera moving in a way a stand wouldn't throughout the video. It's hard to explain, so I'll just put some pictures on screen. The next weird thing with this completion is consistent weird clicks that could have only been realistically done by a bot or a macro. Despite the very low resolution, you can see the wave moving in incredibly weird ways. This shows the run is likely botted, or Sam is an incredibly precise player. The footage has no audio attached to it, despite being claimed to be recorded on a phone. Most, if not all, phone cameras have a microphone built in, so this means Sam went out of his way to mute the footage. This is incredibly suspicious when he was trying to provide proof that he didn't cheat. This is most likely the biggest piece of evidence we found against Sam. He has uploaded and shown himself doing runs on Tidal Wave several times, and has also provided us some raw footage. Zepp thought they looked really similar and decided to overlay a few of the attempts. These completely different, separate attempts perfectly line up to the frame. This is incredibly unlikely to pull off legitimately. This type of precision is unprecedented. This all but confirms he's been using hacks in his videos, more specifically a bot. His defense for this, and what you might also be thinking, is how would he be dying if he was using a bot that's 100% accurate every single run? We found repeated evidence of him dying to nothing, just pure air. So we made the conclusion he's using a keybind to die and reset the run. When confronted with this, he said he was dying to stuff, and faked a Tidal Wave screenshot in the editor where the swords were moved in closer together than in the actual copy. His FPS fluctuates a lot, and this can cause issues with the physics. Geometry Dash isn't the most optimized game, but he claims to have an incredibly powerful computer. These issues make certain clicks in the level impossible or almost impossible to pull off without a bot clicking precisely on every single frame. Here to explain this is Zepp, one of the key members in this investigation.
If you know anything about Geometry Dash, then you probably know that the lower your frame rate is, the harder the game is, especially when you're trying to beat much harder levels. Some will not only be harder, but some will also be impossible, like Unnerved Silent Clubstep. The 8 jumps to hell are actually impossible on 60 FPS when you're playing from like 0 or Star Pause, but if you're playing on practice mode, they will actually become possible. So the problem with Party Island's Tidal Wave video is that he was playing on 60 FPS or lower and passing 60 FPS frame perfects, which would be impossible because of frame alignment. Let me actually explain what frame alignment is, just in case you don't actually know. This is a very scuffed definition, but you know, I'm gonna try. So with a 60 FPS frame perfect, you have one frame to complete it on 60, 2 on 120, 4 on 240, and 6 on 360, and you know, so on and so on. So in the case of Party Island, he was beating 60 FPS frame perfects on frame rates lower than 60, which they wouldn't be impossible, but the other clicks in the level would be much harder because of the frame alignment. So with frame alignment, you can move the correct frames needed to beat a frame perfect, but you can only do that using practice mode, if that makes sense. This is why what Party Island did is physically impossible, because without manual frame alignment, he couldn't have done that in the way that he did. Like playing 60, it wouldn't even be a gamble at that point. It would literally just be him like cheating. There's no other way to get 64 on Tidal Wave without manual frame alignment. That's why it is obvious he's using a bot. Because if he didn't play on a lower frame rate, this wouldn't even be a problem. Well, it would be a problem because he's faking, but this specific part of the video wouldn't be a problem. In conclusion, I think that what this guy is doing is extremely just disheartening. You know, he's not hurting anyone but himself and his friends who actually believe that he's doing all of these insane like jumps. Like this dude is claiming to have beaten Sonic Wave Infinity, get 95 on Tidal Wave. He quote unquote beat Cosmos from a fluke from 6 or some dumb shit. I forgot what it was, but this guy is just like, even in my own cheating scandal, I wasn't as blatantly stupid as this guy. You know, I did do a dumb jump from like 23 to 75 on Oblivion, and that was dumb, and I knew it was dumb when I posted it. That's why once I saw one person criticize it and say that was definitely cheated, I just wiped everything. But this guy, we've had like 2 people confront him, but he still just doesn't budge. It's like so weird. And I'm hoping with this video, more people can see it, especially his friends and him. He's not a smart cheater either. He's not a good cheater. But like, it's disheartening to see. He joined Lapis's server and started spewing his terrible videos around. And it's just like, why? You know, just play the game. Just play the game and get better. That's all for me.